What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to Wednesday evening's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. As always, you are very welcome along. I'm going to do my best to take you through the latest news around Liverpool Football Club, including a bit of an incendiary take from Arsene Wenger. We're going to be talking about the way Liverpool set up last night, Isak and him being called up to Sweden's international fixtures, which I think I'm not a fan of. In fact, I know I'm not a fan of. And a couple of other bits and pieces, including some words from our captain around Szoboszlai, that we hope keeps you right up to date with where we're at with Liverpool Football Club. As always, we'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section. Do drop a like on this video if you enjoy it. And I will see you back here tonight, a little bit later than normal, at 9 p.m. for the late night agenda. I hope we're all still basking in the glory of that, not just victory last night against Madrid, but also the performance, which I think you'll agree was top notch. And on that, no better place to start than with Sam Maguire, and he posted basically a graphic showing the way Liverpool set up last night. Sam writes, big fan of this narrow and compact shape, Szoboszlai linking with Wirtz and Salah, centre backs ignoring each other in possession, which was far better and a little bit more direct than we've seen previously. This graphic basically shows that Liverpool were very compact and giving the wide areas, basically just blocking off the middle of the pitch, and it worked for us. Madrid had no time and no space yesterday until the latter part of the game, where it really did start to stretch and they were searching for a winner, or an equaliser, excuse me. We were looking to play on the counter-attack. So very interesting graphic. If you are on X, do have a look at Sam Maguire's work. It's at Sam Maguire 90 and you'll see exactly what we're discussing here. But it was a marked change from Liverpool in the way that we've set up for previous games. Now, I did mention here that Alexander Isak has been called up for Sweden's upcoming fixtures with Switzerland and Slovenia. Now, I'm obviously not a fan of this, considering he hasn't played for Liverpool. We do know he's getting back to fitness, and I don't know how much action he's going to get there with the Swedish national team. Now remember, they have fired their boss in between the last international break, and now Yildiz Thomason was given his marching order, so this could be a case of Isak going there, being looked at by the Swedish medical team, maybe being sent back to Liverpool to prepare for the upcoming games. But still not what we Liverpool fans want to see for a player who has been out injured for quite a while there. So again, just to confirm, Isak has been called up, at least for now, to Sweden's upcoming fixtures with Switzerland and Slovenia. And of course, that international break starts after the Manchester City game this weekend. Now, the good news for us football fans here is, or us club football fans, is that this is the last international break until March. So get this one out of the way, and then we've a free run of December, January, February, and then into March before we have to worry about internationals again. Right, let's move on now to our captain, Virgil van Dijk, signalling out Szoboszlai for quite how good he has been this season. And look, we'll all agree, I would argue Dom's been a player of the season so far. I dare say many of you guys and girls watching would agree. This is what our captains had to say. What you see is what you get from Dom. He's very important. The energy he brings on the pitch is incredible. The quality that he has is outstanding. And like you say, he's learning each and every game, and he's developing into the player we all felt he could be. So far, he's had a great start to the season, and he has to keep going, keep your head down, and keep performing. Szoboszlai has been sensational, and we need to keep him in the centre of midfield. I know that the urge can be there sometimes to play him at right back, but he does his best work for us when he's in the centre of the park. So for me, keep playing him in midfield, please. Let him do what he does. And dare I say it, we're seeing shades of Steven Gerrard in his play. It's just been remarkable to watch him this season, and deserves all the credit and praise that's coming his way. Now, here's a story I never thought I'd be talking about, and I got to be honest about the original source of this, because normally when I see this source, I just kind of bat it away and say, no, I'm not having that. Indy Kayla, I know, you're at home going, come on, Craig. I know, I was the very same, but I looked into the story afterwards, and it's not the only person linking us with this particular move. So let me take you through it, and then we'll get back to why I've paid any attention to it. So they say, exclusive, according to sources, George Mendes, super agent, has met 2 English clubs in the last few weeks, and Liverpool are one of them. The subject was Kenan Yildiz of Juventus. The deal can only happen if one of the high earners are to leave this summer for Liverpool. Now, I don't know what does happen in the summer, but he is certainly a name that in our conversations on nightly streams, many people have brought up as somebody they would like to see looked at as an option. As I've said, we did research this a bit more to see if anybody else has been running with this or there's any talk of it, and there has been a little bit, which is why I wanted to bring it to you. Don't take this as gospel, don't say it's going to happen, but it is an interesting name, and one that at the very least I can see as a fan why his name is being linked with us. No mention of a potential price tag in there. You've Juventus at the minute have been a little bit all over the place this season. So let me know your take on that one. I would be a fan of Yildiz, so if he was come to Liverpool, I'd be happy with it. Would he be number one on my list? No. I think there are players I would prefer, but of course, your feedback on this one is very welcome. So, Arsene Wenger, while doing a bit of punditry for beIN Sports, had this to say about Wirtz. And firstly, let me just say that Arsenal, just shut up, or Arsene, shut up, mind your own business, mate. But he had this to say, because I guess he's a pundit now, so everyone's entitled to an opinion. He said, Wirtz had the chance between Munich and Liverpool. He said to Liverpool, I'll come to you if I play number 10. Now, firstly, we don't know that that's what he said to Liverpool. We know that Liverpool told him that the plan was for him to come in to be a number 10, and yes, they certainly mapped that out in the meetings with him. But he goes on to say, he said to Liverpool, I'll come to you if I play number 10. I do not want to play wide. Again, do we know that that conversation definitely took place, or was Wenger just looking to take cheap shots here at Liverpool? To get him, Liverpool said, okay, so they destroyed their midfield because their midfield was Gravenberch, McAllister and Szoboszlai. So I think Arsene Wenger has looked at this arseways, excuse my language there, but we basically, in my eyes, and this is the way I've always looked at it, we got rid of Harvey Elliott because we didn't think he was ready for the step up and brought in Florian Wirtz. In my mind, as a Liverpool fan, that's the way I've always looked at it. We've just basically increased the competition in there. And if he was told he's going to play number 10, well, two things have to happen there. One, it has to suit the team, and it has to suit the way the manager wants to set up. And last night against Madrid, he did a fine job out there on the left. Will he stay there forever? Who knows? But again, Arsene Wenger can just, well, he can carry on having his opinions, but I'm not paying too much attention to what he actually has to say because he's no interest in Liverpool doing well. So it just feels like another cheap shot. Maybe you think I'm wrong. If you do, let me know in the comments. Now, Ibrahima Konate, they say Real Madrid decided to make Daya Upamecano their new centre-back priority and have reached a verbal agreement with him. This piece here from Santi_J_FM goes on to say, Konate still wants to join Real Madrid, but the club no longer considers him a priority. Now, this is what I've been talking about a lot this season with you guys. Konate's form has been up and down, and that wouldn't have gone unnoticed by any other clubs. So Konate will have a decision to make. Does he extend and stay with Liverpool, where he is a starter, where he does have a centre-back partner that he's used to beside him, and where he will certainly challenge for major trophies? Or does he hope Madrid come in for him, or take a move elsewhere? Maybe PSG, I don't know where else. For me, it's becoming clear what he should do, and that should be signing a new contract at Liverpool, but it's his decision, ultimately, and we still don't know what's happening there. So that is pretty much where we're at for now, ladies and gents. But it's no surprise to me that Madrid are maybe looking elsewhere because Konate's form has been shaky. You don't get to play poorly in your last year for a club and then think the potential club you want to move to is just going to ignore that form. So that's where I'm at with it. That's where we're at with the news. Of course, we want to know your thoughts. Let us know in the comment section. I'll be back here tonight, 9 o'clock for the late night agenda. Hope you can join me. Until then, have a good day. Much love. Bye-bye.